This is the plaintiff, Stefan Rutledge. He says his car was stolen off the street, found by the cops, and towed to the defendant's shop where it sat for days, accruing storage fees before anyone called to tell him. He was forced to pay for 19 days of storage, had no idea the car was there, and wants the money he was forced to pay to get his car out returned. He's suing for $984, the amount he's out. This is the defendant, Mike Butler. He says it's not his job, nor his responsibility to contact the owner of the cars towed to his yard. The police department does that based on procedure. Besides, the plaintiff has 2 addresses or something, and there must have been some delay in tracking him down. Bottom line, his beef is not with him, it's with someone else. He's accused of not making contact.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant pulled a scam, charging him for storing a car that he didn't even know was towed. But the defendant says when it comes to notifying the car owner, it's not his job. It's the case of notice me.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Stephen Rutledge, you are suing the towing company. You've asked us not to use the name of the company. We respect that. Represented here by manager Mike Butler. Okay, for $984.82. A large part of that in punitive damages because you think that they did something awful by not calling you and charging you storage fees when they had your car for some time. How did they have your car? What happened?
Well, unfortunately, on the 16th of December, my vehicle was stolen. And on the 17th, the following day, I reported it stolen. And on the 28th, I received a letter from the 75th Precinct, stating that my vehicle was recovered and that it was...
Why didn't they call you?
Well, it was involved in a motor vehicle accident.
So did the person get charged with stealing your car?
No, actually they left the scene of the accident.
Right.
And I think that played a part in the decision-making of the officer as far as this being a priority. The tow company was then called.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, you know, I just thought, you know, I just felt that they should have went a step further as far as contacting me, because when they did transfer the vehicle over to the tow company, there was a number given to contact me. And it states on the paper...
Let me see that. I cannot believe that the officer on the scene who recovered your stolen car didn't give you a heads up. It's astonishing, particularly when they know that you're just going to rack up fees at that place. Because you know they're not going to call. You didn't call them, did you?
No, I did not.
No, of course not.
I don't have a contact number for him.
He says that it's right on the sheet. You said it was on the sheet that went to them, or there's something from the police department?
That's the actual sheet that came to me
from the
to
police.
give me knowledge of the vehicle.
No, that I do not get. I get something else, which is called a property clerk's voucher.
May I see it? That's what the police give you, and that, according to you, does not have a phone number. If it did, do you call people or no?
If we have a number, we do contact them, but we don't get the paperwork until a couple of days after the cars are located, until the police department writes them up and files them.
So you do. When did you get his number?
I didn't get his number at all.
Ever?
Ever.
What's 718?
That is actually my home number. That is one of the numbers
this is the form that you say you got. The phone number's right there.
Right, but that line is for an arresting officer, if you look to the left.
You're right. The officer typed it in the wrong space. It's next to the officer's information.
So therefore,
instead of next to your info. The officer's an idiot! God, they're so lazy. It just irks me. And when I say they, I don't mean every cop. I mean this cop. How hard is this? How hard is this? He or she can't just take their cell phone, type in 10 numbers and make you happy, leave a message? Have you contacted the supervisor of the officer to say, you cost me $1,000. Where am I going to get this from?
After, several attempts to speak with the officer.
And they won't even call you back, so you just gave up.
Nobody
Maybe you should sue them and get their attention.
So who's responsible for notifying the car owner, the storage yard or the cops?
I think the cops are. They're public officials. They have the identification for the owner of the car, and they should be the ones that...
What do you think?
I think that the courtyard, because police, they have a lot of...
Storage yard.
Storage yard. Police have a lot of things to do besides notification.
The police are busy going inside the courtroom.
When I demanded that, as you see on the letter, the initial letter from the officer or the police station, it states that it encourages the owner before picking up the vehicle to request a copy of the authorization to tow. And if there's a problem that, to contacted the police officer, the consumer affairs.
This
When I asked for
officer
that-
actually wrote your phone number as his phone number and wrote not applicable where your phone number goes.
Understood. But when I asked for that,
Who would
Mike,
predict that?
When I asked for that, this gentleman Mike, he had a problem with releasing that to me. He said, "You're not going to get it until you pay in full." So when I
All right,
when I
but
paid
you know what,
in
we're
full,
going in circles because this isn't going to make a difference.
Understood.
What I have to decide is, did they breach a duty that they owe to you by not calling you and telling you your car is there? They don't owe you that duty. The police department owed you that
Yes,
duty.
they do.
So I find that they do not have to return that money. Just once, I would like to see somebody file a lawsuit against the police department for not doing what we pay the police department to do.
Okay, well,
But
because they didn't, because even the authorization.
they didn't. It's obvious they didn't. They did. Not only did they not, but then the officer accidentally types "not applicable" for not available or not applicable for your phone number and puts your phone number as his phone number.
And didn't even sign
And this form doesn't even
authorization
get to you till when anyway?
When we write up the cars, it's
Every
usually
last
like
one
a
of them has
couple
a
of
cell phone in
days.
their hands. They can't dial 10 digits.
Understood. I mean, they even failed to sign the authorization of tow,
It's
and that's
awful.
why
It's
I
awful.
felt that they shouldn't have had it
You know
into
what?
possession.
Call the police department, that police officer sergeant. Get it off your chest and
Okay.
find out if there's a
Okay.
victims' crimes compensation fund
Okay.
that might be able to pay your $1,000.
Okay, no
but I can't
problem.
make them pay it because they didn't do anything wrong. That's my verdict.
No
Thank you,
problem.
ma'am.
Annoying.
So the plaintiff comes out empty-handed in this case, but
Yeah, unfortunately.
will you take action against the cops, like the judge suggested?
That's something I would have to think about. I mean, when you go against the city of New York, I mean, you're
not gonna win. She
You're
said
old
you're
and
not
great
gonna
before you receive a decision or
All right,
anything.
well, onward and upward
Okay.
then. On we go.
All right.
And thank you very much. All right, so come on in here. You tow guys, you always look bad.
Always. We're just doing our job,
The nature of your job is such, though, that you make people miserable,
Unfortunately, but you know what? We help people as well.
No, we didn't make it miserable. We secured the car, and we stored it and took care of the car for the guy until he was notified and he came and got his car so it wouldn't get more vandalized than it was or damaged. So we did our job. We did a responsible
No,
thing.
you didn't
We
do
hurt
anything
anybody.
wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. Harvey?
Okay, like the judge said, the plaintiff would never win against the cops because there's something called sovereign immunity, which basically means he can't sue them.